Hey everyone, welcome to Sharon's for Horror and Supreme. Today I am talking about Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday that definitely was not the final Friday because there's about 3 more after this. And yeah, this movie is very weird. For one, it adds some random family ties which you've never heard of before. It adds a sister, a niece, and a great niece, I guess. And then you've also just added in a bunch of other random stuff. Also, Jason becomes a slug at the end of the movie. No joke. And it also sets up the boundaries and just the stuff to make Freddy vs. Jason. And that's the only good thing that came from this movie, okay? That little cameo from Freddy Krueger's hand is the best part of the movie. The rest is utter garbage. Also, I'm kind of sick today, so if I sound weird in this video, just ignore it. But yeah, let's get into it. So the movie opens with an attractive woman running around, and she then gets attacked by Jason and runs away into a field of FBI agents who shoot him with a load of different guns, and then they straight up blow him up. That's not even a joke. They have, I don't know, a minefield in the middle of Crystal Lake. They just blow him up. But yeah, we then cut to a coroner's office, and he's doing Jason's autopsy, and then he just starts staring at Jason still beating heart, and he must be one of those people who's always wondering what it would be like to take a bite out of everything. Except he actually does it, because this man takes a good old little bite out of Jason's heart, and then, I guess, Jason's soul or something, possesses him. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, the other coroner then comes into the room, and he kills the assistant coroner, and he then kills 2 random guards who were outside. But they were making fun of Jason, so it's justified. And yeah, we then cut to a news broadcaster who's covering the events and begins to interview Creighton Duke, who's this Jason-obsessed guy. Anyway, it then cuts to a diner where everyone's hating on Jason, and the Duke guy from the news enters. It's the same diner, and he tries to recruit one of the workers named Diana, because she's Jason's half-sister. And he wants to hunt down Jason, even though at this point they don't know, that he's properly dead yet. They just think that some random guy's on the loose. But yeah, he's literally the only guy who thinks Jason's alive, by the way. Everyone else just thinks he's dead. Anyway, we then meet Steve, who is Diana's daughter's lover, and also Diana's daughter's baby daddy. And anyway, he is driving to Diana's daughter, named Jessica's house, and he picks up some random hitchhikers on the side of the street. These are a bunch of teens who are on their way to Crystal Lake to have a great time. Since Jason isn't there, now they can have premarital sex and get drunk. So your typical Friday. In the Friday the 13th movie, not your typical Friday. I don't know what you guys do on a Friday. Let me know in the comments below, but yeah. Later in the evening, though, we see the coroner, who is still possessed by Jason's soul, and he stabs someone with a scalpel before he impales a guy through the back, mid-orgasm, and then he basically cuts a person in half, and then he kills a guy off screen. Kind of sad that last kill after the last two were pretty cool. But yeah, he then makes his way to the diner, and he begins to track down his sister, and he kills this random woman before he kidnaps a cop and he French kisses him. By the way, this is how he transfers his soul to different people. He sticks his tongue down their neck. And, I don't know, but it's weird, okay? Anyway, yeah, that's how Jason transfers his soul. The newly possessed Jason policeman then attacks Diana and almost French kisses her, but Steven then appears and tackles him, and Diana dies. Good job, Steven. You saved her. But she died anyway, so what was the point? Anyway, he then goes to the police station looking for Jessica, and she's already there, so he decides I'm just going to hand myself in. So they're walking through the police station, and then he sees that Jason suddenly appeared, and he's trying to get to Jessica. So, Steven just straight up shoots, he shoots Jason after he jumps over his already handcuffed hands so that his hands are in the front. Then he beats a cop who's walking with him, steals his gun, then he shoots Jason. It's a very weird scene. Yeah, Jason is just also in the police station for some reason. And then after they leave, Jason, you know, he had a little nap. He recuperated himself. He kills 2 random cops. And Jessica and Steven run to the diner. Jason then arrives at the diner. And he bends the guy's wrist open before he throws him in through the door. I don't know how this guy's as strong as Jason. Like, you'd think if he just possesses them, he'd just be, like, inside of them, like his soul. But I didn't think they also got his powers. That's a bit weird. Can Jason possess me, but without the French kissing, please? Then I'd be, like, ultra strong. Anyway. I'm just saying, this is where the movie just gets really, very weird, okay? So, Jessica and Steven then jump over the counter in a slow motion sequence, and they try to find their daughter, but she's not there. She's been taken by Creighton Duke. I knew there was something weird about him when he says something like about a donut and a bit of taffy in the opening scene. I can't remember specifically, but he said something about sticking like something through a like pink donut. I can't remember what he was saying though. I was a bit out of it at that point. I was already bored halfway through the opening scene of the movie, so about 5 minutes in I got bored. But yeah. They then go to the Voorhees house, which is this newly introduced place, which we've never heard of before, but the Voorhees had a house, okay? They just did. You want to know why? Because this random, like, 24-year-old director says so. Anyway, Creighton then gives Jessica a monologue about how only she can kill Jason with this weird dagger thing, which is apparently the only thing that can kill Jason forever, which is pretty dumb in my opinion, but hey, my opinion's irrelevant. Back at the diner, though, Jason possesses another person before 2 cops appear in the Voorhees house. Now, you've got to think about this. One of the cops could not be possessed by Jason, and the other could be. So who's it going to be? Of course, it's the one who's acting normally, and is just not being weird in the slightest, but the one who is acting a bit weird, just literally offs himself. I was going to say something else there, but I can't say that on YouTube. He offs himself when he walks straight up to Jessica and he stabs himself on her magic dagger. Anyway, Jason then tries to French kiss the baby. And he passes his soul, but he doesn't. And then Steven just appears out of nowhere and slashes him in the neck with a machete, leaving the body to die. And then Jason comes out in this weird slug form and he goes down to the cellar to the dead body of Diana, which was down there for some reason. He then kills Creighton Duke, and he is fully realised as Jason Voorhees. And he then gets stabbed by Jessica with a dagger, and all of that was for nothing. And he then gets sucked to hell. And then we get a post-credit sequence, which teases Freddy versus Jason. And that is the only good part of this movie, because it teases an alright crossover. I'm just gonna say, it's not as good as everyone says, okay? It's extremely overrated. I do think it's funny, though. So yeah, Jason Goes to Hell. It's a bold and very dumb entry in the franchise. It offers a drastic departure from familiar slasher formulas and does something else. That something else isn't very good, but you know, it's something. The director Adam Marcus definitely infuses the film with a heavy dose of supernatural horror, and he significantly alters the series' traditional narrative structure. He changes it so much that it doesn't feel like a Friday the 13th movie. It feels like Halloween 6. You know, the one with the cult people where they try to murder a baby and then turn it into the next Michael Myers? Yeah, that one. For some reason, these films love trying to kill babies. I don't know what's wrong with them. These filmmakers must hate them. That's a joke? Don't sue me. But yeah, Kane Hodder, though, he delivers another great performance of Jason Voorhees. He definitely brings that anger, which I liked from him in the last one. And, you know, though his screen time in The Hockey Mask is limited, he was able to play another character because he was one of those random dudes who was outside of the coroner's office who died. I'm sure it's fun that the only character where he actually looks like himself in this entire franchise died off screen. That's gonna suck. But yeah, the special effects and makeup in this movie are kind of cool. I did like some of Jason in this movie. Besides the weird demonic slug thing, I think it was alright. And yeah, Jason Goes to Hell, though, it definitely struggles with some pacing issues, and the structure of the plot is all over the place. It goes from here to here to here to here to here to here. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. It definitely just deviates way too much from a traditional slasher formula and kind of just goes to something else. I mean, some fans of this franchise may just feel kind of alienated in a way, because those who prefer, like, just slash and slash and slash narrative formula of the earlier movies may kind of just be a bit confused as to why this movie has a weird slug monster and probably the most erotic sequence in all of Friday the 13th in this movie. Yeah, I love how, like, the earlier movies were all very horny, but this one has, like, a full-blown sex sequence. It's wild. And yeah, ultimately, though, this movie is a very, very bad entry in the franchise. It's bold. I'll give it that. I won't give it anything else, because I'm running out of time. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, though. What do you guys think of Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday? It's not, because, you know, there are 3 more. We got a TV show on the way, apparently. It's just, it doesn't look like that at the moment. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you have seen this movie. What do you think about it? If you haven't seen this movie, I don't really recommend it. It's not very good, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you did like what you see here and you want to see some more of my reviews, click just up here and you can see some more. Until next time, bye-bye.